Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. You are live with Endeavor Gaming. Tonight we are chilling in Star Trek Online, going over some of the teases we've got from the developers regarding upcoming content, maybe stuff for the next season. Let's delve into it and see if we can figure this out. Without further ado, let's just go on ahead and get into it. Here we are, back in Star Trek Online. It is great to see everybody on this very fine Thursday evening, otherwise known as Friday Eve. How is everybody doing tonight? Hello, Chosen, and hello, Pax. Hope you are both having a great day so far. Good evening. So, first thing I want to do today, courtesy of Jacervo over on the Discord, we will be hosting a giveaway tonight for a tier 5 ship, specifically the Lucari Encam Scout ship. So I'm going to kick that giveaway off. It is going to run through a good portion of the stream. Y'all know what to do over on the Twitch side. Just type in !giveaway to be entered. But the purpose of this stream, granted, we will spend a good amount of it chilling, will also be to see if we can deduce the meaning of the most recent posts that have come out from Counselor Suna, the current CM of Star Trek Online. So let's go ahead and pull that post up real quick. There it is. So, here's the post. I'll read it out. We have a report coming in from the vicinity of the Zenkat sector. An explosion of unidentified origin has been sighted and captured by a deep vision satellite at a range of approximately 50 light years. We have an exclusive set of images just for you, our viewers, and we have 2 images of it. There is something in this debris cloud that is in the process of exploding, and then a shot of it exploding. So, there's been a lot of guesses on this so far. It's also been hinted that nobody has actually figured it out yet publicly. So, we're going to be spending a good part of the stream seeing if we can figure this out ourselves. I will say, the first thing I was able to figure out is that this particular screenshot was taken, at least I assume, in the Eta Serpentis system. Now, I don't know if that has any actual relevance to anything, but the asteroids, the skybox, it was super obvious to me, at least. But I've also done a couple of videos there, like the Vesta class, and it's ingrained in my mind at this point. But what do you all think? Do you have any theories about these posts, about these pictures? What do we think is the big reveal? What's coming? I mean, we are getting close to the time where there would be another season update. Now, I'm not entirely sure what Deca's cadence is going to be on missions, but in the before times, We would normally get something around June and then have our summer event kick off around mid to late July. So, are we going to witness the launch of season 34? What do y'all think? Also, let me cut back to gameplay real quick. If you have not already, please go to the Zen store and go to promotions. At the top, you will find a claim for 5 master keys currently running. I assume that it's in response to all of the weird bugs that have been happening. Also, I totally forgot I had this. The bugs with the World Razor and stuff. Here it is. You have 1 day and 14 hours to claim it, so make sure you hop into the Zen store and go and claim that now. I didn't get anything particularly of note from my 5. I got a Bridge Officer Training Manual and a weapon pack, though, so I can't really complain. Both of those things are pretty nice. We've got our flagship out here tonight, the USS Endeavour Lexington class, and it will be the flagship if and when we get the, in my headcanon, lore accurate USS Endeavour D. Y'all all know what ship I'm talking about. The one, the only, Jamestown class. Ooh, repair ships. Pop, lock, and load. Let's fly. And hello, Big Papa Tart. How's it going? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, weird. And for everyone else in chat, if the stream is ever doing weird, screwy things, please, please, please let me know. You're good, tired, but good, long day. I feel that, Big Papa Tart. Well, time to sit back, relax, and watch us blow up some enemy ships. In Starbase 1, no less. This is going to be fun. Let's see, is this Borg or Klingons?
Listen up.
Klingons.
It's not been going well for the Federation.
Oh no, I got no batteries.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Here they come.
God, I love this ship. Lore accurate Lexington class be like. That is true. I really appreciate that whenever Bort talks about something getting fixed, he'll also tell us what went wrong. It's really cool getting an insight into how some of the back-end things in the game work. For example, also sort of addressing the rumors that they were working on another ship in the Galaxy class family, because I saw a lot of theories that that's what was happening, which is not the case. There's just, it was something with a table that holds all of the ship data getting kind of screwed up, and when they went to fix it, there was a mix match and things got screwy. Granted, there are the rumors about, what's it called? Is it the Ranger and the Paladin line on console? It was covered in Spencer's video, but over on console, that ship got a couple of new hull materials unlocked, didn't it? It got Odyssey and Intrepid and Defiant. I think I got Galaxy, and then all of the other ones that legendary ships get, but also I think any updated Fed ship gets, so maybe that means at least a visual remaster is coming for that ship. It'll be the first 26th century starship to get a remaster, and it also kind of tracks since the other TOS ships like the Pioneer got an update. Maybe they're just passing that along to the Ranger as well. Who knows? Either way, I'm here for it. Oh, well that does normally happen when they're doing like a revamp to a ship. The Jupiter was the same way. It got super broken if you never went to the shipyard when the remaster went live. I mean, I'll be honest, STO remasters have been pretty on point. They've been doing a really cool job of them. The new Jupiter looks great. Obviously, we had stuff like the Typhoon, we had the Stargazer. For any bugs that are ever in the game, I gotta say, ship art team, they're killing it. The art team in general kind of kills it. Secondary Hell is playing with a high-end build. My one regret about this is no ship lasts long enough for me to use most of my fun consoles. No point in hitting anything with sequential torpedo launcher. Nothing's going to survive long enough in this TFO to actually get hit by it. I need the battleships to spawn. They may survive long enough to get hit with my torpedoes, and then die. But this is day, I don't know, like 500. If a new C-Store bundle is coming, it's always a fantastic time to give us an Odyssey flight deck carrier. Every day is an awesome day for an Odyssey flight deck carrier. Please, please, I want a C-Store flight deck carrier. I don't want to fly the Pralim! Or the Silic. I mean, I like the Silic, but I don't really DPS on it. I only have a support build on it. The Donnie's pretty cool. So is the Friendship. But the Friendship is lockbox. The Donnie is promo, and or $300. Speaking of, was the Friendship class the last FDC we got in the game? Have we gotten one since then? I'm trying to think if there have been any, and none are coming to mind. Isn't there a starship that existed between the Ranger and the Paladin classes that was the poster ship from another Star Trek game and was created in the 24th century? There is not currently one, if that's what you're asking. The only two variants of that ship that exist in STO are the Ranger and Paladin. There isn't one in between them. It is similar to a ship like the New Orleans,
Up with this kind of war.
but
It's a good one.
they're not on the same skeleton. It looks like an early Paladin class. You're not talking about the Gagarin or anything, are you? This is the Paladin class. I'm trying to think of a ship that looks like this one. I mean, this is a pretty common starship look. Oh, it's not on STO yet. Okay. Then I'm not sure which ship it could be, because there's a lot of ships that it could be then. I do wonder what another variant of this ship would look like, though. Given that this is the TOS one, I would put my money on it getting a TNP like airship if we were to get another visual variant. It's not a particularly large ship. The poster ship for Star Trek Legends. I have never played that game, so I'm not really sure. I don't know anything about that game. But I do wonder if it has anything to do with the post that Suna put up earlier this week. I do wonder what this is referring to. Anyone who has any theories, please, please, please let me know in chat, because I have no idea. I have a pretty solid guess, but it is moderately unsubstantiated. Let's do a red alert real quick. Yes! Tonight's stream is going to be a whole lot of detective work trying to piece together what it could mean. So, I have figured out where that screenshot was taken, though I don't think that actually has any relevance to the hint. I recognize the skybox and the asteroids, which I realize sounds way nerdier than I think I have any right to be, but I have captured that exact same place in demo report. It is definitely the Eta Serpentis system. It is also in the Alpha Quadrant. And it's in the Zencat sector. Which is only fueling my brain. You know, okay, I have a thought. I'm still confident in the idea that the Permillion is the ship being used. Also, hydrate. It, 50 light. I feel like 50 light years is also important. This got so crazy earlier today. Let's see if I can pull up this photo real quick. So in my won't lie kind of crazy logic thing, I went down the rabbit hole of if 50 light years was important, and me and my friend 47 Alpha Tango drew a circle of approximately 50 light years around the Aurelius system, which is where Booby Trap took place. Though spelled differently, but it's all kind of weird in that. But this is a 50 light year circle around the Aurelius system. And we were trying to see if any of the planets on that line were important. That was kind of a dead end. I made the circle. I couldn't find anything out of the ordinary. But we were trying lots of things. Thank you, BD. Thank you. Circles are hard, by the way. I can confirm, without a shadow of a doubt, that circles are very, 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 very hard. I cite everybody back to this. Circles are very hard because putting this thing together took like 45 minutes. Circles are hard. God, that was so much fun. This was such a cool project. Anyone who hasn't already seen it, go and watch Formation on YouTube. It's cool. 45? Dude, in 43. You know what? Bet. If you can pull it off in any shorter amount of time, I will give you so many points. It was fun getting everybody together to do that, though. It was a ton of fun. Yeah, we've been chasing a bunch of different leads. I mean, I'm just looking at this, like, that's gotta be a per million right there, right? I'm not crazy. That's gotta be a per million. Hang on. Maybe we're getting a tier 6 explosion. That'd be awesome. I'd be down. So here's a per million. This is the Eagle Moss model of the per million. In mini whale probe, I think Captain Witt has figured it out. T7 whale probe. I'm gonna figure this out. I don't know how or when, but I'm gonna figure this out. I mean, like, right there, you can see the ball on top. It's that thing. The sort of bend on the sides of the wings, the not quite nacelles, are that. And that bridge module, it sort of slants up ever so slightly. You can see it even better in this picture. It's gotta be the per million. It's gotta be. Wasn't this from another movie or made from parts of a ship from another movie? I don't know. I hadn't actually heard that. It might be. I don't have this ship, so unfortunately I don't have the Eagle Moss magazine to go with it. That could very easily answer that question. Granted, I know Google could totally answer that question too, but I like reading. I need to read through the book I got on the USS Titan. I did just get that model in the mail from Fan Home a few days ago, but I can confirm that it mentions Star Trek Online because I think that the model that was used in Picard Season 3 was the Star Trek Online model. which is awesome and reminds me that like 3/4 of the fan home books so far have mentioned Star Trek Online, which is so cool. Hey, Kenobi, how's it going? I do like reading. Reading is fun. Let's see. It was originally meant for the movie Night of the Creeps. I don't think I've ever seen that. What is that? Oh, never mind. I've totally seen this. Yes. Yeah, I am assuming that this is a dead end. The 50 light year circle, I get the vibe, is a dead end and was way too much work than it was worth. But at least now I can say I have a 50 light year circle around uh the Aurelius system. And that exists. I mean, there are only a couple of Federation worlds that were along it anyway. And then all of this is bleeding into Zinkethi space, and then kind of Ishlukari space a little bit, and then dips down into, I want to say, former Cardassian space. I don't know. Does Cardassia still maintain an empire post DS9 and post Victory is Life? I mean, I know the Cardassian Union still exists, but I kind of doubt that they have an empire at this point. I feel like one of their many stipulations post-war would be they had to cede their worlds. Discovery Season 3 had Cardassian space on their maps. Discovery Season 3 is 32nd century. I could believe that they had like a not empire by then, which is why. I wonder in the 25th century does Cardassia have like territory? Like obviously there's the true way and stuff, but I don't think that counts. Because I mean Bajor is very firmly a Federation world at this point. Bajor is certainly a world. Cardassia has joined the Alliance anyway, and I mean there's Zenket. The Fair is not a Federation world yet. The Badlands has a ton of Starfleet involvement in it, and Starbase 521 is like right in the Zenkat sector. It's in the bottom right corner of it. Also true packs. If only there was a lore blog about it, but that would be crazy. Crazy. Speaking of which, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to find a link to it. Scrolling. Did the STO Wiki Blue Sky account not post it? That is very sad. Of course, now that I want to find... Are we going off of STO's timeline or the canon one? How about answer for both? I feel like that's a much better way of going about it. I don't know why I was looking for the thing on Blue Sky when it makes a whole lot of sense just to go to the Star Trek website. With the benefit of hindsight, that would be a much easier way of finding it, considering that it is the first story on there. For anyone who hasn't gone and read above all else, there is a new lore blog live on the website talking about the state of the Alliance post the mission Axiom. So, first off, if you haven't played Axiom, For one, why the hell not? And two, play it before you read this. Because spoilers. And it was written by Flo. Hey, how's it going? We are doing detective work. We are trying to figure out the thing. The artwork is great. Hang on, let me show that off real quick. Why this thing would default to the zoom being 500%, I reckon I do not know. But here's the artwork for that. It goes kind of hard. This is pretty awesome. So we have also been delving into this galaxy map quite a bit to try and figure things out. So the first one is, as talked about in the blog, rebel activity is marked in 2 places. So I'm going to go off of the assumption that all of these things are separated into their like quadrants. So both of these are in the alpha quadrant. We have a malfunctioning ship because of events of Axiom. Again, spoilers if you somehow have been living under a rock all this time. And that is true. It does appear that she has shaved her head. We have Tess and Faye, who has gone missing and just has a question mark next to their name. We have the Kita shard that was mentioned in a previous lore blog. And then we have whatever this is. And we also haven't been able to piece together what the hell this is. I don't know what this is. The Kita shard is known. They talked about that in a previous lore blog. This is something. And I don't know what. I don't know, but I want to find out. I'm also then going to put together that if this is all alpha quadrant in this section, that this is... But see, okay, this gets even weirder. Because the Kita shard was mentioned as being near Lucari space, right? Which would mean this marker is also in the alpha quadrant. But honestly, if I'm comparing this against the galaxy map, this is like where the Juret system is. But the Kita shard is in the alpha quadrant by Lucar. And again, there's whatever this thing is. Remind me again, where does the Axiom mission take place in? What system are we in for that? Recommend a reread of Heartless. Don't have to tell me twice. Scroll. Ramizad. Okay. That's the next thing I'm gonna look up. Why is this like space getting wider the farther down I go? Why is the space getting bigger? Ah! That would be fantastic flow, thank you. That would be considerably easier than what I'm doing right now. Ah. I forgot how fun this was. That was a funny one. For the Heartless blog. Oh, actually, speaking of, let me do this first, because otherwise, as soon as Flo tries to post a thing, it's gonna get mad. Sent on here. Oh, thank you. Click. Okay, let's do a reread of Heartless. Admiral Kamarike's communicator chirped, cutting through the quiet hum of her ready room aboard the Riskava. The moment of solitude she had carved out for herself disappeared in an instant. After many stardates in battle against the Borg alongside her Khmer allies, she had finally managed to find a moment of respite. Or so she thought. Kamarike exhaled sharply, slumped back in her chair, and activated her communicator with a subtle gesture. A bright display, prompting an authorization code, flared into existence before her. Classified? She raised an eyebrow before straightening her posture. How unusual. She glanced around the room for good measure, then dictated, Computer, input access code Kamarike 900644273. Access granted, replied the Riskava. The display screen shifted to reveal a decrypted subspace transmission meant for her eyes only. I also like that they still have, like, subjects, like a matter of the heart. It is a great password. You know, one of the things that's always kind of bugged me is when Picard is answering a communique from Starfleet and it needs his access code. The access code is 47 Alpha Tango, which, don't get me wrong, is like a really cool password and it's like such an iconic one. But imagine if your access code for the most powerful fleet, for the most powerful ship in the fleet, was 2 numbers and 2 letters. That is not a secure password. My job makes me change my password on my computer every 3 months. Meanwhile, Picard was able to get away with having his password be 2 numbers and 2 letters. That is so ridiculous. Don't even get me. You know what? At least Kirk's was longer. Unimaginative, sure. But as soon as you make it longer, it becomes more secure. But like 47AT, that's the password. That is such a bad password. I don't know. I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining. Also, Charis, thank you for the link to all of the lore blogs on the STO wiki page. I appreciate it. So it's gone missing, and we believe it was stolen after our encounter in the Dyson Sphere. Okay, wait a minute. So the reason why this was pictured here is because they think that it was stolen from the Dyson Sphere, which would be roughly around here if this is the Beta Quadrant. So let's assume that this is the Dyson Sphere. Wait a minute. Yes, but also that would put this, whatever this is, in the Gamma Quadrant. Because this is Delta. That makes this the Gamma Quadrant. Whatever this thing is. Okay. Let's take a step back. Beta Quadrant is over here. The Kita Shard is marked in the Beta Quadrant. This unknown shape is in the Gamma Quadrant. And that is true. There were no Dominion Alliance reps there. I think the line for the Alpha Quadrant is right here, no? I think this line right here is the Alpha Quadrant line. That goes across this whole thing. Maybe? That's a good question. I mean, right here is marked with a question mark, which makes me think that they don't actually know where she is, and they might just have, like, a last sighting. Because this would be marking it somewhere around, like, the Mutara Nebula. It's all connected. You guessed it, connected. Oh. Mutara Nebula. Wormhole. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's see if we can sort of triangulate where this might be. Notice how Quinn and Laurel are both pointing toward that unknown thing, too. Yeah. This is something. This has got to be something. I think it might be worth a trip over to the Gamma Quadrant. Flo keeps mentioning connected. I think this might warrant a trip over to the Gamma Quadrant. Oh yeah, there's no transwarp there. Time for the lazy way of going about it. The sector blocks behind them might help us see exactly where these things are. There's a gateway connecting all the quadrants. That is true. Gateway network. They are all connected. There's a gateway in the Gamma Quadrant, isn't there? There is. Izar sector or the Torad sector? Alright, we're heading over there. I'm going to take the wormhole over. I know I can use the gateway, but I like flying through the Alpha Quadrant. Man, I miss Cisco. I use it, don't tell the cat. Let me cut back to gameplay real quick. Yeah, I know. I just cut back over. Huh. This is a big old nebula. It's been a really long time since I've been here, so I'm gonna need a refresher on things. Sure is dusty in here. Very purple. This has always been in the game, right? I assume it's always been there. Also, why is the TFO thing freaking out? Okay, let's do some scouting then. Connected like the gateways. Here, I'll free up the team thing. Well, there is very little here. Let's move on. Oh, hey, an abandoned ship. Someone at Stark was probably really pissed that somebody abandoned an entire Concord class. Coming up on the gateway. Alright. So, I'm pretty sure that the image isn't distinctly showing the Dyson sphere or the gateway. I don't know, I was just trying to fly through it because it was fun. If I see a big circle, I'm going to try and fly through it. Very first time we found an abandoned ship, you were so excited thinking we could board it and do a mini mission figuring out what happened, but nope, it's just there for flavor. You can get R&D materials from it. There used to be a thing where you could board a starship and do stuff on it. That was just one mission, though, and it's from forever ago. Man, what is that shape supposed to be? Also, hello, Arakasu! I mean, it's obviously not showing, like, the Dyson sphere. I mean, let's go inside of the Dyson sphere. For one, I forget which one this takes us to. Does it take us to the Solanae one or the Genolan? I assume the Genolan. Ah, Solanae. Oh yeah, Genolan is the one in the... Genolan is Dyson sphere. That is where I've been hiding. Ah. I mean, nothing looks out of the ordinary here. Ion stream. Yeah, everything looks normal. Nothing out of the ordinary. Hi, Arkasu. What's up? Oh, okay. Looks like a moldy donut. Why did I just go back to the Solanae one? I meant to go to the Genolan. The other one. I don't know why I did that. Also, there are 2 Bajors on the galaxy map? What? How long has that been a thing? Where does it say that there are 2 Bajors? There's another one in the Gamma Quadrant? That's new Bajor. That's different. And I think that's always been there, yeah? Like 80% sure that's always been there? Oh, yeah, it's been there. Okay. So, I think that might have been a dead end. So I want to cut back to the lore blog on the key to shard real quick. So I guess here's the story. Somebody stole the key to shard from the alternate universe. Sometime after the encounter in the Dyson Sphere. And then the ship that had it exploded. And its ejection into Lucari's system was a mere accident. One that occurred during a jump to another dimension. Okay, hang on. Guys, I have a theory. A game theory, if you will. A ship stole the key to shard from the Dyson Sphere in the alternate dimension and came to our universe. It was flying and it exploded, launching the key to shard into the dimension, into the Lucari system. A ship exploding, kind of like that one. What if the Promelian cruiser, for some reason, had the key to shard? It tried to do a jump using that shard, and it exploded, launching it into the Lucari system. So somebody had a Promelian cruiser. And they snuck into the alternate reality Dyson Sphere, took the key to shard, were warping away with it, attempted to use it because we already know that it has the capability to open portals to other dimensions. But it went wrong, and the ship exploded. And then this, yeah, this is gonna be, my brain is working, guys. My brain. I think this might be a good theory. The question is, why did they take the key to shard? I'm very glad that my brain scares you. The question is, where did somebody get a Promelian cruiser? I mean, recommend rereading Heartless. Very true, Ronnie. But yeah, I mean, why wouldn't somebody want it? Also, Zachary Delgado, thank you for the sub over on YouTube. Why wouldn't somebody want the key to shard? So to answer that question, the reasoning, key to shards make transportation between two different places in the blink of an eye possible. But when placed in untrained hands, key to shards can act as catalysts for unstable vortices instead of reliable two-way portals. So the running thought is that the key to shards are what create the reality vortices. So the Aetherians must have some amount of them. Exactly. Like, I assume that a lot of the stories about what happened to their homeworld may have been a lie as well. if not a slight stretch of the truth. Hang on, let me open this up real quick. Whew, we got a lot of dead blogs. They would absolutely lie. I think this is the post I'm looking for. Yeah. So this is the one that I'm not entirely sure is 100% true. The cybernetic onslaught marked the beginning of the end for my people and our glorious civilization. Few escaped, and yet fewer survived. You know, I feel like there's a good chance that Tassin Fey and the Aetherians that we know were the cybernetic onslaught in this story. Like, think about it. There were the group of Aetherians, or the group of Iconians in this case, whatever you want to refer to them as at this point. We're trying to escape these fused Aetherians. And the way it's worded is running, begging, fighting, it made no difference. Escape shuttles were crippled and repurposed nefariously. Pleas for mercy went unheard, and combatants were overpowered. Slowly, but surely, inexorably, she lowered her gaze for the first time, glaring at the ground before her. In the end, assimilation was indeed inevitable. Tassin Fey was the one doing the assimilating here, and she was mad that people were escaping at all. Inevitable for us. Exactly. However, during the onslaught, it dawned upon some of us that only through unity and harmony would we keep our people strong and secure. I think we're on our way there, Arkasu. I think we're very much on our way there. So, I have another theory. I think that this paragraph right here that talks about the Aetherian homeworld devastated and dark shifted until it was restored to its former glory. I feel like its former glory here is what happened post unification. Fractal glass and marble adorn the gardens of a vast Aetherian plaza. I mean, that just sounds like what the Aetherian ships are like now. And then, of course, we're going back to the Iadi. They hold classified holographic projections detailing the ways in which Aetherians have thwarted new Borg incursions in this galaxy. Hmm. You have the translation? You have the translation? What's the translation? I have to know! And again, Ras, Nepra, Eastern Edge, Kal Teregi, above the sky, above the heaven creature. Okalzil, the gold fly, the golden fly, the golden butterfly. Hathori is true worshipper, the true worshipper, and Kita is diamond. Hmm. Yes. I need a translation for that translation. You know, did we ever go back to who these people are? Senior Lucari officials. Across the room, loud and animated talks were underway. Delegates discussing their reaction to the Aetherian leader's presentation, others debating the appointment of faction ambassadors and the need for personnel specialized in Borg encounters. At the heart of this group stood two holographic figures, partners of some sort. Verunte presumed, a man and a woman. The Rescava's comms officer could not place them, but they looked familiar. Um, was that referring to Hugh? Because this was before this mission got announced, right? Because I know one of them, the like hologram here. This was Hugh. Who was the other hologram here? Hang on a minute. Oh yeah, that is 7. Yeah, has 7 of 9 come back into the story? Was she in one of the blogs and I'm just forgetting? So 7 might be making a reappearance. The other one was Hugh, and he showed up in the last mission. But yeah, I think this was smoke and mirrors. Also, what is this person doing? Everybody's running away except for this person. You know, yeah, I guess we still should talk about everything that happened leading up to it. There was that letter from Hugh. This one. Perhaps that person has already been turned. Oh, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They've already been unified. Aha. We still haven't talked all about what happened in this last vlog either, have we? Midnight was one of my favorite missions. It still is one of my favorite missions, but Axiom is pretty high up there. It definitely does look similar. Oh, well, that's even better then. Also, I wonder if specifying exactly which probe length this was is relevant. And yeah, a loyal blade. If that's not talking about Elnor, I don't know who it could be referring to. Hey, wait a minute. Okay, so I haven't put together all of this. But I don't know what CP4 means. I'm betting that BQ is beta quadrant. And that SZ6 would be sector Z6. Now, I'm not entirely sure like where that would be in the galaxy map, but I think that that is somewhat sector Z. See, it's all connected. Ah. Okay. Beta quadrant sector Z6. I mean, that could be anything. Connected portal 4? Confirmed. It is. Balance of Terrors map. The returning to Romulus and the neutral zone. So, I don't know what Z6 would really refer to, but humor me for a minute. Let's assume that here, right at the edge of the beta quadrant, is Z. 6 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which puts us in the Bemoth sector. Unless this is supposed to be Z. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the corner in the Sanic sector. There's a lot to parse here. There is a lot to parse here. Anybody have any theories? Z stands for something? Oh, okay. Okay. Z stands for something. What would Z... Wait. Do any of these... Having fun. Do any of the sector blocks start with a Z? I don't think so. There's Zarantine that starts with an X. Sector Z6. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that, Dewline. You didn't do anything wrong. It does that because bots like to post links. I have reposted it in chat there. So Z has to mean something. What's the list of systems that start with a Z? Zemet, Zenik, and Zabal. These are all on the periphery. None of them are systems. Are they? Oh, how so? Pull up STO Wiki real quick. Start with Zenik system. Z6 sector. Yeah, but I don't know what that is. So Zenek doesn't really have anything of note. There's the Zemet system. Oh, the STO wiki is dying. Devastating. There wouldn't be nearly as much fun if Flo gave us a hint now. Where are we even going? Where is the Zemet system? The Zemet system is in Borg space. Alright. We're definitely heading there now. The word has already been mentioned. The word? The word has already been mentioned. It's got to be a callback to Balance of Terror. How's no do line? Okay, time to start digging through chat. Well, Zemet has one planet, and it's a can't interact with it in any way. Sector Z6 is on a label of the of that map from that episode. Oh. Oh. It is it? Also, it's going, yo, when we're trying to solve mysteries. Aha. I'm just gonna choose a winner at the end of the stream, Chosen. Ah, man. So apparently it's already been mentioned, whatever the Z is supposed to be. How do you all of the patrols in the objective table? I mean, I'll be honest, some of the patrols that I have in here are probably super, mega, insanely old. I have lots of missions like that. Some missions I have in here are not actual things anymore because I'm a hoarder of missions. Oh, hey! I still have the thing for the Xenix system. That's really funny. So I could go there if I wanted to. Yeah, let's see. What's one of the really old missions I have in here? Yeah. Oh, here's an old one. The one where you go to the Celestial Temple. There's also this one. On Defera. Fun times. There's a lot of old stuff. I have a demo of Memory Alpha, too. We got some of the oldies around. So, does anyone have any other theories? I would love to figure this out. I guess we'll fly over to the Romulus system here, see if there's anything new. Do a patrol. Z6 is in the beta quadrant, by the way. Yeah, I know. We're in the beta quadrant. I'm assuming that that's what BQ stood for. And apparently Z stands for something. I think that the S is sector, but I don't know what the Z stands for, but apparently it's already been said. Flo said that it stood for something. So we're at Romulus. There's Hobus. Depends on where you're at in the story. Okay, so here's the recap, Yelwyn. Let's start from the beginning and just go through this. So, we have this post from Suna. That is, an explosion of unidentified origin has been sighted and captured by a deep vision satellite at a range of approximately 50 light years. And it shows a ship exploding. Now, the theory that I'm working on right now is, let's see if I can find that freaking blog post. It's not this one, but oh well. So, in this blog post, it's stated that a Kita shard went missing. It was stolen from the alternate reality Dyson sphere. And then the ship that was carrying it exploded, launching it into Lucari space. My thinking is that this ship is what took the Kita shard and then exploded. That's the first step. So we have that. And now it's trying to figure out where that connection is. And then we have this blog post from earlier, and we have this code that gave us the link to whoever he was talking to that we think is Elnor. And then we also have in this picture, whatever this thing is, that we think is somewhere in the Gamma Quadrant, but we're not really sure what. Question. What planet were the Quat Malad on in Picard Season 1, where Picard first picked up Elnor? What planet was that? Bashti. Yes. Compare the lower map with the sector map. Oh, you mean like this one that's above it? I question if the two are actually like connected to each other, simply because this is also taken straight out of TNG, which was also used in Quinn's office. I also can't really make heads or tails of where any of these things are. Is this whole thing supposed to be the beta quadrant? Is that the thinking that we're doing? Like, is this the beta quadrant? Yeah. I wish I could read some of this text. Unfortunately, I cannot. Yeah, I don't think that this is an accurate, like a fully accurate star map. This one, I think, is purposefully supposed to be, given that the text is here. And, okay, I can confirm that this line is definitely where the quadrants break. Because I'm pretty sure that that says alpha quadrant. Which would make this delta quadrant. Or this would be beta quadrant. This is delta quadrant up here. And this is Sol. Okay, so this is what we got. This is Sol system right here. So, Tessa and Faye's last known position is somewhere just south of where Sol is on the galactic line in the Beta Quadrant. Towards the outer edge, I guess. That would put that marker somewhere in the neighborhood of like either the Gasco, Iconia, Narendra, or Hatoria sectors. It puts the ship malfunctions in the Delta Quadrant. Given that we only have one thing really marked there, and the sector blocks go up, I'm going to assume it's somewhere in either the Yontasa sector or the Marconia sector. Very true. That was probably us. The key to Shard we've established is at the Dyson Sphere Gateway. Which puts that thing like right over the line. But where? This is the line. It is definitely in the Gamma Quadrant then. That would put it like in the Didaria sector, maybe. I mean, there's really not much there. There's not a whole lot there. So it's a really tough one to call. For this, recommend looking at Aftermath. You don't have to tell me twice. All right, let's look at Aftermath real quick. It would be pretty far away from it. In the vast, unforgiving expanse of the Delta Quadrant, tensions from the recent battle with the Aetherians and the Control Board still hung heavily over the crew. So, the marker in the Delta Quadrant was referring specifically to this. Ew. I've never been a big fan of Cracker Barrel. Warp malfunctions and suboptimal systems performance, just to mention two. So, the Yasutake isn't dealing with any malfunctions. Classified data chips on the first reclamation project and the Jacques Vache. That is very true. Gotcha. I wonder, did he scan the Chimera specimen? They said, well, at least we've got a name. I wonder if they were referring to the Chimera there. I mean, I think you guys remember my short of my reaction to that. The no, tell us now. I mean, Hugh already knew about the Chimera somehow. Like, he established that he understood what that thing kind of was, but he didn't tell us. You hear Tassine Faye say the name? But why? What is it? I think their fusion's gone wrong. Are they Aetherians fused? Because they didn't look like Iconians or Borg, really. Maybe Undine. Maybe. So, once again, here's that probe. Open a secure channel to probe link CP4BQ SZ6 and begin encoded transmission. Man, this is so curious. Curious and curiouser. This is gonna drive me crazy for a very, 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 very long time. I'll then wait until next week. Yeah. I do wonder who Hugh actually wanted to reach out to through this loyal blade. That's totally understandable. Did trail going off the limits of the quadrants. There definitely won't be anything out there. The skybox goes on for a reasonably long time. There's nothing out there. Next week is very far away. It is infinitely far away. Yeah, and I think that's where we were reporting the malfunctions before. I assume that was the malfunctions. Tassine Faye was last seen somewhere down here in the beta quadrant. Like by Kronos even. For whatever reason, though her current location is completely unknown. She's just jumping around, screwing with us. Unleashing Borg. And then there's something in the Gamma Quadrant, but we don't know what. And then so far we haven't found a way to connect the ship exploding, potentially launching the Kita shard into Lucari space. I don't know if we confirmed that Girardi was in the Delta Quadrant. Did we? I don't remember if Picard Season 2 goes into where she was that whole time. It says so on her page. Oh, alright. So she was in the Delta Quadrant. What's her page? On Memory Alpha? Gotcha. We're heading back to Wolf 359. Deep space account. And there it goes. So, I am on the assumption that the Aetherians are not the ones that stole the Kita shard from the alternate reality. And it wasn't us, somebody else did. Who else would have stolen it? And who would have a Promelian ship to steal it with? I really hate to say it, but it sounds like something a Ferengi would do. A Ferengi sneaking in, getting the Kita shard, and then their ship blowing up. They were also close to Ferenginar at that point, wouldn't they have been? It's right here. It's not exactly on the way, though. Let's see. Dyson Sphere. They went in a straight line towards Ferenginar. This would be their path. It is close enough to the path, but I don't think we can just rule it out. Ferenginar is within the circle. It's not on the line. I can tell you that. Terrans. I feel like it's not Terrans. I think from a story perspective, we're not really dealing with the Terrans anymore. Outside of the mirror board being a thing. Very true. So, I guess the big task is going to be figuring out if there's any relevance to CP4BQSZ6. Flo said that the Z stood for something. So, it was purposeful. I can't think of what it would be, though. BQ is most certainly beta quadrant. And I think the S is sector. Very true. Very, very, very true. Oh, that's weird. Stuck in a slow loading screen or something. Also, let's see the TFO here. I realize that we haven't done a whole lot. We have been cooking here. There are no sectors that start with Z, Yelwin. There are 3 systems that start with Z. You are 100% correct. I will not sleep. I will learn the meaning of the letter Z. I will not sleep until I understand everything. We've got 2 things that I feel like we've made progress on. We have nailed down the theory that the Promelian ship in the picture exploded and had the Kita shard on board, launching it into Lucari space. I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption. We also have a good idea of who Hugh was reaching out to. We feel like it's Elnor. A loyal blade can't be referring to too many people here. There was also another line that really gave me the idea that it was at least a Quat Malat member. And no, Patrick, mayonnaise does not start with a Z. Pack said the exact same thing as I was reading it out. Right. So the line from Hugh is, not only that, we need to know if there is hope for those who have been fused. I need to know if it's possible or if it's a lost cause. I'm sure if you were here now, you tell me there is no such thing as a lost cause. And then in light of that, do you think you pass on a message for me? So Elnor would be passing on a message to somebody. Though I also wonder what Elnor would be doing at this point, because the last time we saw him, he was in Starfleet. Maybe even a captain? We've already been assimilated once. Going for 2 in one arc would be insane, in my opinion. Getting assimilated twice in the same arc, I don't think I could physically handle that. He has just joined the academy in season 2. He'd be an ensign, maybe a lieutenant by now. I mean, with how Starfleet operates in STO's timeline, it could be just about any rank. I'll be totally honest with you. Pop. Oh, so that means that the vial that Hugh was studying must be a sample from the Aetherians. And Hugh was trying to figure out how to sort of defuse all of that DNA between, I guess, whatever they used to be and Aetherian DNA, which in itself is a mesh of Iconian and Borg. I wonder if it's going to be Birdcage or Bug Hunt. Second guess was right.
Welcome to Pariah.
That's a hydrate. Yeah, and now we are living it. I mean, it is quite literally the galaxy's 2 biggest enemies merged together. I mean, the Iconians were the biggest threat to the galaxy in recorded history so far, and the Borg were basically number 2 to the Iconians, and now we're dealing with something that has meshed them, which is absolutely terrifying, like, fundamentally. Like, the Aetherians are a terrifying concept. Remember when you guys sacked Romulus and Earth and Kronos?
Fire in the hole!
I would just try closing it and relaunching the games, or try re-verifying the game files chosen. This is a very fun gun. I like this thing. I like it a lot. Oh, on console. I don't know then.
Fire in the hole!
Legitimately, the only thing I can think of is turning the console off and back on again. At some point, I even mentioned the location of CP4. I'll leave you with that. No! No! How could you do that to me? No! Have a fantastic night, Flo. Thank you so much for stopping in. At some point, I mentioned the location of CP4. God damn it. You guys know I'm gonna go back and, like, rewatch the entire VOD. Yep, BD. That's exactly my plan after this stream. Going through the VOD, figuring out where I mentioned the exact location of CP4. Because apparently I've already done it. So the planet that I mentioned already. I mean, that narrows it down somewhat.
40 more fans of the tunnel under us. Give me a moment.
I absolutely plan on it.
Fire in the hole! Walk that first step.
Bold of you to assume I haven't been tweaking for the past week. This cannon is so much fun. Gotcha, Chosen. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Hey, Vesuvius. How's it going? And BDC Snap, thank you for the sub. Going on 2 months. Have you been liking all the theory crafting that's happened tonight, Vesuvius? We have just been theory crafting, trying to make sense of all of the hints to things. We've been having fun. So we've established that whatever I mentioned, I've gotten the planet CP4, the location of CP4. Oh, god damn it. What could CP4 stand for? What do we think? What do y'all think? It's something in the beta quadrant for sure. But why would it be Concordium? Because it's not Concordium, because that's what the Aetherians are. Would it be? I guess Concordium is Lucari, not Aetherians. You're completely right. Well, no, because CP4 is the probe link used to talk to, we assume, Elnor. Q is the one that sent it, not the Lucari. It's Hugh. CP4. And apparently it's something that was mentioned in the stream by me. I got nothing for that. So we've got CP4. That is a place. A secure channel to CP4 beta quadrant. I don't know. I have no idea. Flo said that I mentioned exactly where it was, though. That's what I have to go off of. At some point, mentioned the location of CP4. And I'll leave you with that. So there's a location in mind for whatever that is. And it's somewhere. And I said where it was. But I don't know what I said where it was. Why New Romulus? Old Romulus? Look in Discord general. Okie dokie. But where does CP4 come from in that? I get that that's probably in Sector Z6. And Alpha Cannon Sector Z6 is where Romulus is. Maybe Capital Planet 4? I don't know. I don't know. Let's do one more TFO here before we wrap up the stream here for the night. See if we can make any last minute discoveries before we wrap up. The old maps before the walls came down, back when we had sector blocks and stuff. Indeed, most indeed. You know Kenobi's in here too, right? Or at least he was. Alright, we got a space TFO. Where we going? Oh, Battle of Procyon 5, eh?
The Battle of Procyon 5 is underway. The crew of Enterprise J is preparing to destroy the command sphere. The enemy is sending reinforcements through time portals to
Alrighty.
simple.
Lyris system, I'm not even trying to pronounce that. And the Voron system are in the old Z6 sector. I think Lyris might have at one point.
Civilians are targeting the Enterprise. Moving to intercept at full impulse.
I love getting teleported around. Ask ChatGPT. I will not do that. I will do no such thing. Apart from the fact that there is absolutely no way it would give me any kind of useful answer. Also, that's a poor use for AI, in my opinion.
Fire.
You know, I realized it would probably make way more sense to cut back to the game itself. Oh, that would be smart.
The Battle of Procyon 5 is underway.
Not I, said I. Let's do this.
Civilians are targeting the Enterprise. Moving to
Gotta love the broadside emitter console so very much. I don't think there are any enemy ships alive at the moment. Next.
The Tax Utat is ready. Fire! Excellent work.
Wait! Timeline change imminent.
The Battle of Procyon 5 is underway.
Ow. Ah! My lance killed me!
Not going for Enterprise. Moving to intercept. Mayday. Core breach imminent. Abandon ship.
I went kaboom. Gotcha, gotcha. Have fun and thanks for stopping in. This is like the episode of Fairly Odd Fathers, The Time Watches of Time. I don't know what that is. There's tons of practical use for an AoE build. I'd say you have a highest DPS potential if you're hitting more things at once rather than one thing at once. When CSV out damages most things in the game. Just functionally, because hitting more things equals more damage than hitting one thing. Science can be pretty good too. I don't do it, but it is very. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that one. We need these battleships to stop spawning in. Stop shooting, stop shooting! Oh well. Alright. Back into the front. Or not.
There's our chance. Fire!
But alrighty. that was our last TFO of the night. Let's get ready to choose our giveaway winner, shall we?
This time. Now we need to stop them for good.
So, before we get out of here, let's choose the winner of the T5 Lucari ship. The winner shall be none other than... Rachel, congratulations, you have won the T5 Lucari Scout ship. You will be mailed your prize shortly after the stream. That is the plan. But alrighty, with that, we are just a little bit past 10 o'clock, so we are going to wrap up the stream here for the night. It has been a ton of fun getting to Theorycraft with everybody. I'll definitely be going back and rewatching the stream, trying to see if I missed anything, figure out some of the things that Flo told us about in chat. There's a lot to delve into, so make sure to check back on the YouTube right here to rewatch the VOD and see if we missed anything. I'll be in the Discord talking about all kinds of things relating to tonight's stream, any things I still need to figure out. We're gonna put this together, mark my words. If you enjoyed the stream and want to see more, consider dropping a follow. It helps the channel grow every single day, and you know I always appreciate it. We have a Discord where we get to all kinds of trouble. The link to that is in chat, discord.gg/Endeavor Studios. We have a merch store with some awesome Jamestown class merch. It looks amazing in my opinion. Some nice ship t-shirts for both the Endeavor and the USS Jamestown. And you can access that at any time at www.endeavorgaming.com/merch. But alrighty, that's all I've got for the night. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of their evening and an awesome weekend. As always, you have been live with Endeavor Gaming, and remember to keep calm and game on.